So you've got a brilliant invention. You know patents are crucial. But let's be real, they can also be a total minefield of hidden costs that can sink even the best ideas. That's what this is all about. We're going to give you the playbook to navigate that whole process and turn it into a winning strategy. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? You've poured your heart, soul, and probably a lot of late nights into your creation. But without a smart patent strategy, that incredible asset can turn into a serious financial liability fast. And look, this isn't just some made-up worry. As patent attorney Bowran says, it's a common trap. Innovators jump in with all this excitement, only to get hit with one unexpected expense after another. But here's the good news. They don't have to be surprises for you. All right, so our playbook is built on three main pillars. And the first one, it's all about understanding exactly where your money is going. Because once you decode the costs, you can actually start to control them. Okay, so the first thing you've got to get is that patent costs aren't just one big scary number. They really break down into three main buckets. You've got the initial preparation and filing fees to get the ball rolling, then the attorney fees for that expert guidance, and finally the ongoing maintenance fees to keep your patent alive and well. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because this slide reveals those hidden, long-term costs that so many people forget about. You have to pay maintenance fees to the U.S. Patent Office at 3.5, 7.5, and 11.5 years after your patent is granted. And notice how the fees keep going up each time? If you miss these deadlines, you could lose your patent completely. And that really brings us to a golden rule here. Invest in quality right from the start. It might feel tempting to cut corners on that initial application to save a little cash, right? But that's a classic case of being penny-wise and pound-foolish. It almost always leads to a weak application, rejections from the patent office, which are called office actions, and a ton of expensive revisions down the line. Okay, so that leads us right into our second pillar. We know that upfront quality is the key, but how do you actually build a bulletproof application? One that can sail through the process and save you a ton of money. I want you to think of your invention's description like it's the architectural blueprint. It has to be that precise. Vague language is your absolute enemy here. The goal is for a patent examiner, or anyone really, to be able to read that document and understand, maybe even build your invention from it. That kind of precision is your best armor against getting rejected. And that precision is nowhere more important than in the claims section. This is the legal heart of your patent. Look at this example. A vague claim like a device for holding things is basically worthless. It's so easy for a competitor to design around it. But a strategic, super specific claim, that gives you real, tough, defensible protection. And it's not just about the words, right? High-quality drawings are absolutely essential. They make complex ideas crystal clear for the patent examiners, which slashes your risk of getting rejected. Seriously, don't think of them as an expense. Think of them as an insurance policy for your entire application. You know, you can save an absolute fortune just with a simple internal review before you submit. First up, get your team together, your tech people, your business people. Then go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Do the description, claims, and drawings all tell the same consistent story. And finally, bring in someone with a fresh pair of eyes who hasn't been staring at it for weeks. Catching a mistake now costs you nothing. Catching it later, well, that's a different story. All right, let's dive into our final pillar. We're going to reframe the patent search. It's not a chore. It's one of the most powerful, money-saving tools you have in your entire arsenal. So, what's the whole point of a patent search? It's to find something called prior art. And what is that? It's really simple. Prior art is any proof that your idea, or something super close to it, is already out there. It could be another patent, a research paper, even a product you can buy online. Anything public, anywhere in the world. Now this slide, wow, this really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? Sure, a professional patent search costs some money. That's the small bar. But look at that cost compared to what you might have to shell out for patent litigation if you accidentally step on someone else's invention. The search is a tiny, strategic investment to avoid a potentially catastrophic expense. And the payoff isn't just about dodging a legal bullet. Not at all. A great search actually helps you strengthen your own application because you can clearly spell out what makes your invention new and different. You'll also see what your competitors are up to, and you might even find companies you could license your tech to. It's not just a legal check, it's powerful business intelligence. Okay, so we've walked through decoding costs, building a bulletproof application, and searching smart. So what's the big idea? What's the one thing that ties all of this together into a single powerful plan? It's this. If you remember one thing from all of this, make it these 2 words: proactive planning. Every single strategy we've talked about is about thinking ahead. By anticipating costs, by focusing on quality, by doing your homework, you stop reacting to problems and you start preventing them. And that's how you take control of your budget. And that leaves us with one final thought. There's no question your invention is valuable. You already know that. The real question is, are you building a strategy that's just as valuable to protect it?